Reuters reports that thousands of cocoa farmers in Ghana are struggling to feed their families after months of delayed payments for harvested beans. The delays stem from weak global demand and a sharp fall in cocoa prices, which have left warehouses stocked with unsold supplies. State regulator COCOBOD has been unable to pay many farmers on time, worsening rural hardship and raising concerns about the sustainability of cocoa production in the world's second largest producing country. Agyei, data journalist and business analyst, joins me for more on this. Thank you so much for joining me today, Isaac. Are you muted, Isaac? I couldn't hear you. Isaac, are you muted? Can you hear me? Because I can't hear you, and I need to be sure that we can.
I can hear you, and I'm on mute. Can you hear me, please?
All right, fantastic. Now, I see four things in that particular story. There is low purchase, there is piled up supply, halved prices, and hungry farmers. Talk to us. What exactly is going on in the world's second largest producer of cocoa?
Well, Professor, not just the world's second largest producer, but also the world's largest producer, Ivory Coast, is facing a similar challenge. Both countries have actually produced above what they did in the 2024-2025 season, and that in itself sent a signal to the markets with prices dropping. And as a result of that, Ghana, for instance, decided not to forward sell its cocoa beans, trying to take advantage of the spot market. Prices are falling, and the farm gate price that the regulator actually set for the 2025-2026 season is relatively higher than what is prevailing in the market currently, which is making it difficult for Ghana to actually sell the cocoa and make a profit out of it. As a result of that, government has a stockpile currently at ports not being able to export because prices are relatively lower, and then trading houses are seeing cocoa from both Ghana and Ivory Coast as being expensive, and as a result of that, farmers have not been paid. And as you rightly said, there are lots of farmers who have actually gone hungry as a result of this news.
All right, now a couple of actions, taken by the government include directing COCOBOD to pay arrears to farmers, which of course is, I think that's a good one if you ask me. They've also touted a new financing model which will rely on domestic cocoa bonds. What do you make of these?
Well, the sweeping reforms which were announced by Ghana's finance minister after an emergency cabinet meeting, which should tell you the seriousness of the issue, actually came out with a haircut for cocoa farmers, which simply means that Ghana's farm gate price that is set initially for the 2025-2026 season has been reduced by some 28%. And that in itself was not a good news for farmers. They are really, really angry about that haircut that they've actually, enjoyed. But moving away from that, or beyond that, is the announcement of a new, financing model. We know that Ghana would do forward sale agreements using loans from the syndicated loan market to actually purchase cocoa. The new arrangement is that Ghana is going to fall on its domestic capital markets, issue bonds, local bonds, I should be specific, to actually finance cocoa. On top of that, Ghana is hoping to process about 50% of its beans locally to be able to take advantage of the world market. And so that is what the country has actually announced. If you go to Ivory Coast, for instance, Cote d'Ivoire is also going to go heavy on local processing. And both countries are hoping that maybe with this new, reforms, prices will pick up on the international market, and then they will be able to sell a spot, no longer going for forward contracts. Both countries are being very heavy, especially Ghana, on financing its cocoa purchases using its own local currency, the cedi, through local bonds.
That's quite interesting. But then let me take this conversation back to, something we've always talked about, that conversation about farmers getting only about 6% of the chocolate's value. And this doesn't look like, it's a good thing. It doesn't look like it's going to change anytime soon. What are your thoughts on this?
Absolutely. If you still look at the model, farmers are going to still be between 6 and 12% maximum in terms of how much they get from the chocolate industry. But Ghana, on the other hand, are looking to get some freebies to farmers, scholarship, pension scheme, and a whole lot of other, remunerations and other forms of freebies that will possibly help farmers to be in a good position. But definitely, if you're asking me if farmers are going to benefit from the current arrangement in terms of the financing model, the hope is that using local bonds will mean that Ghana will definitely stand in the pole position to actually absorb some of the shocks that will come from the global market. But we've analyzed it, and what we are looking at is that, or what we can conclude is that even with this new model, farmers are likely to still be within that 6%. But the only new directive is that Ghana is going to make the producer price of cocoa by law. Farmers are going to enjoy 70% of the prevailing world market price. And that will be the new law that the current administration are hoping to send to Parliament, which will mean that per every 100 cedis worth of cocoa beans that Ghana sell on the world market, farmers are entitled to about $70 of that. So every $100, farmers get about $70 of that. That is the new law, which farmers are hoping that they could be able to get more from that. But on the hand side, you are also looking at, the new system where Ghana is hoping to still sell on spot markets, which means that in periods where prices are very low, farmers will still get 70% of the low price, which will take away the hedge they used to get when government used to do the syndicated loan and the forward sale agreements, which farmers were getting between 60 and 70% of whatever that was sold, which Ghana used to call the free on board price that was set locally. But the new arrangement is that farmers are going to get 70% of the FOB price.
All right.
And maybe that is what government is hoping, that farmers are going to increase their 6% share they currently enjoy.
All right, thank you so much, Agyei, data journalist and business analyst, for sharing your thoughts with us. We hope to have this conversation, some other time. Thank you so much. Do enjoy the rest of the day.